Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the YouTube BOWA show. You guys are here early, as usual, before the show has started.
Yep.
Just want to welcome you back for YouTube. If you are one of the people who enjoys watching these as opposed to just listening to them,
We still like you.
we're still going to keep it rolling for you guys.
Yep, absolutely. We're glad to have you guys.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's kick off the BOWA show. Episode 26 today.
We're getting old. I was just talking about this upstairs.
Ben's going through a midlife crisis,
When
but
we-
we'll talk about that today.
I'll feel better, I think, when we get past my age.
Yeah.
Then I'll be fine.
Mm.
So I'll play this in, then we'll stop.
And then go.
That is nice. Ian Thompson.
Ian Thompson, big thank you for writing that opener for us. It's much longer, too. It actually goes like 2 minutes. Hello, hello, and welcome to the BOWA show.
All right.
Episode 26.
26.
We,
Getting old.
We surpassed a milestone.
Yes.
Episode 25. If you were one of the people who got in on the $100 gift card giveaway by sharing the post to celebrate 25 episodes, Shandy Osborne was the winner. We'll announce that on Facebook later in this week for you guys if you're listening or seeing this right now.
You already
last
know.
week,
Yep.
and you've already found out about this. But we let you guys know. It pays to listen to the BOWA show.
It really does pay to listen.
We're not just a positivity package. We're going to, boom, throw out a $100 Amazon gift card for you.
That's pretty impressive.
Right?
And I will let everybody know I had no hand in that.
I just want people to know how much we appreciate them as listeners, and I would much rather do that kind of advertising than just pay for like Facebook ads to get the show out there that way.
Right.
So it seems to work too. Anytime that we do it, we see a massive spike in listens because of the fact that you guys are sharing it and more eyes are on the product. So as we always start the show off, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you follow the BOWA show on Facebook. We've got the BOWA show podcast, a page you can go check out, growing community with people who are becoming more and more involved in liking the show and participating in the listens and the process that goes along with it. We share good articles on there, feel good pieces, all the kinds of things that just help get you through the week that are a continuation of the positivity package we try to give you on this show here. So hopefully you're there. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if that's where you're listening, make
Spotify.
sure you click that subscribe button. Leave us a review while you're there. Those reviews are what help get our name out there, and they mean everything to us. Share anything that you guys are willing to. It makes us feel like the show is getting out there a little bit more, which is all we're ultimately trying to do with it. We want to make everybody feel a little bit better. It's a message anybody could stand to hear.
Yeah, just spread the word.
Yeah. How's your week been, Ben?
It's been pretty good. It's been cold and rainy. And
All week.
If anybody who knows me knows that I really enjoy summer weather. And when I say really enjoy summer weather, I think it's the only weather to have.
And you get like a hardcore seasonal depression.
Yep.
So
Now, a few people that were watching way back and listening way back heard me and
Our
the
first
very beginning of
episodes.
the spring. Yeah, I don't like cold. So it's been cold and rainy.
right, giving you a taste of winter before you actually get winter to settle in for you.
And we were talking last week that your mindset definitely changes things, and Sean, I felt it this week because just waking up and seeing the cold and rainy instantly put me in a certain kind of way, whether I wanted it or not. I became a little bit more aware of it this morning. I know we're halfway through the week, but I said, okay, it's fine, we're getting there. You've done this before. Don't stress out about it.
Yeah.
And I had a better day today because I was aware and I didn't let it change the way I was looking at things.
Yep.
So
and it doesn't
today.
help that you were sick on Monday. So
I was very sick Monday. Yes.
You
I
add
did
that
not
into
Lysol the table.
You did. I don't care.
Sorry.
You add that into not feeling well and the weather and everything else, and it just makes for an easy, crappy week. So we hope that this show can brighten Ben's attitude just a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing, just being here and seeing how many people are listening and watching, that gives me an instant upswing for the rest of the week anyways. Going hunting this weekend.
Bring that fire.
What'd you do this week?
Nothing. I've worked.
Sounds like the typical.
Yep. The standard week until the end of the year with roofing. So
But
you can't ask for much more.
I think the NHL regular season started this week.
Does it?
I think it did.
Okay.
I think Sunday or Monday.
Yeah. Since the Red Wings have kind of fallen from grace, I don't follow the NHL much anymore.
Oh, come on!
I probably should, but I watch almost every other sport.
No, you got if you're a real fan.
Yeah, you stick with it.
Yep,
that's true.
Like those Lions fans.
Yeah, I'm still a Lions fan. That's true, and we've been terrible
forever.
A long time. So let's start this show off the same way we start every episode, and that's with I've got some good news for you.
This one is from. About the St. Louis Blues and this beautiful little girl. Her name is Laila.
Yeah, timely with the NHL starting up. This is a story from a couple of months ago, though. It was during their run in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs and subsequent win in the Stanley Cup. And she was a huge supporter of theirs, and so the team kind of rallied behind her, and it was just a real good, feel-good piece that we wanted to share with you guys, and kind of a cool update that follows the story as well that we'll touch after. So go ahead and take a listen.
I do love Tarasenko. If he's still on the Blues, though. I only know the name because I played a lot of NHL.
Oh, okay. Like
I know the Blues
Xbox.
Now, but
oh yeah. You do love the NHL.
Well, I love to hate it. It's a feel-good piece.
Right.
It was a day that marked a special milestone.
To see that we're just on this upswing and we're going to keep going up, up, up. That's really what the bell ringing is marking an amazing day.
The ringing of the bell, a sign that chemotherapy is in the rearview mirror.
Successfully completed.
For 11-year-old Laila Anderson, it was also 100 days since her bone marrow transplant.
I don't want to jinx us, but that was like the Stanley Cup win.
Battery might be dying
Once
on me.
the Blues bring that cup home.
Stop the
they'll be
madness.
bonus.
Hockey, almost always hockey. To call Laila a huge Blues fan is an understatement. Louis was there in person. Colton Parayko in spirit.
Just here at the practice rink, going to take off for San Jose today, so I'm definitely so proud of you, and you're such an inspiration for on the team.
There's no cameras around. There's no media.
It's not on recording on there.
And they love her. And
That microphone is far less
We first
sensitive
met
than this
Laila in
one.
the fall, being treated for HLH. a rare
YouTube people are
disease that
probably
affects
just like,
the
what the
immune
hell,
system.
dude? So
Being a
unprofessional.
match, a donor was
You know what
found.
you're in for at
In
this point.
January, It was the bone marrow transplant, a simple-looking procedure that is anything but.
it was tough because she was so sick. She would cry and say, I can't do this anymore, Mommy. I can't. I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of feeling this way. I've done everything you've all have asked, and I just can't find it inside of me to do it.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It was January when Laila dug in, found her way through it, and no surprise, she finds a parallel with her favorite hockey team.
It just ever so happened. When I was in the hospital, that's when they started getting better. I was like, I will do it, but I will stay in that isolation longer if you guys can continue up this streak.
Her Blues were winning, her spirits improving. That included a visit by Christina Grady, the St. Louis native who's a professional dancer. She works with Lady Gaga. Before that, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and others.
I told her, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, that every time I go on that stage, I'm going to be dancing for her. Because she is amazing.
Laila has some dancing plans of her own. It involves a certain parade downtown with a certain piece of hardware.
Oh, I believe in them. They can do it.
After months in the hospital, you're not crying, I'm crying. No.
Fade that.
Hard time.
Deuces.
Yup.
Sorry, Fox 2 News. Thank you for allowing us to use that clip.
Roll out. And like I said, a really cool follow-up to that story is the fact that not only did they go on to win the Stanley Cup, but they have not forgotten about one of their biggest cheerleaders, and they actually gifted her with a real ring, you know, like the same ring that everybody on the team gets for winning the Stanley Cup. Shoot, Laila
wild.
was also a part of that.
That is wild.
It is. That's crazy because some of those rings are pretty expensive.
Yeah, there's hockey players who want those.
Yeah, exactly. They want them bad.
Very expensive.
So it's really cool to see that the team kind of stood behind her and made that a part of everything.
And that was yesterday or today, right?
Yeah, I just read that on Reddit before we started the show. And it's what ultimately led me back to finding this story where it was just like, oh, let's just find a good news story about her just to tie it into the news that happened today. So we're doubling up good news for you today.
Brave girl, for sure.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear, too, that she's still, in good spirits and still battling. And it's obviously anytime you battle something like cancer or anything else, it's an ongoing, struggle. But it sounds like she's still fighting and fighting hard.
Absolutely.
So I know that today's episode, Ben, and it's funny that this news piece also kind of hinted towards she hit a point of not being able to deal with much more and not knowing how much more she could take, and that was when she found her rallying cry and kind of started to dig out support. And I think that's kind of what we want to touch on today a little bit is, you had said that you were struggling this week a little bit.
Day by day.
Yep.
Because each day has been very different.
Yep, and each day brings different circumstances, but that, you'd been struggling through this week a little bit, and, it's
in my own way. I mean, even now when I think about it, it's like it wasn't that bad.
He's going to backtrack here, folks.
I mean, I was sick. That sucks. We all get sick. Tuesday I was still getting back from it. And all the while it is just pouring and raining and it's cold. But that's not that bad.
Yeah, it could be much worse.
Just a little bit of awareness, but it's day by day. Monday I went to sleep very early. Thought, hopefully get up tomorrow, try it again. And it was better. Yep. So I did it again. And I'll do it again tonight.
Yeah, you just need
one day at a time.
Another good night's sleep.
It's the only way to live life, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
day by day.
A lot of the clips that you're going to hear today. So it's funny that we're actually just breaking down. We found a motherload of
the motivational
video.
But it talks mostly about one day at a time.
Yeah,
and it takes only one day.
Yup, that's what change comes from. That's where a lot of the best things in life happen. It no matter how many miles the marathon, it starts with one step. I think that's one of the first clips you guys will hear on this, or that might have been another one we listened to. Even I don't know at this point, but you guys will hear a lot of those today. It's just reminders that things start with one step, that sometimes you take life day by day, and sometimes life really does just punch you in the face, and sometimes it's a lot more of a struggle to find that motivation, to find that courage, to find that strength, and a lot of our episodes will probably be dedicated to reminding you guys about that too, because it never gets easier, the struggles never stop coming, and the days certainly will get better sometimes, but sometimes that's not the case, and so we always want to make sure we talk about that too.
Just gotta take every day as its own battle, but wake up with a positive attitude in the morning.
Yeah.
And see where things take you. That's tough.
I know we talk a lot on this show about, one of the cornerstones for life needing to be gratitude, and how much that really can help you if you wake up in the morning and you find things you're thankful for and you make that the root of your consciousness right out of the gate, how much of a difference that can make for you.
Just as life itself, be grateful for everything you have, and life turns around for you.
Yeah, and the struggles are always going to be there. The struggles are always going to be real and sometimes feel insurmountable, but you've survived everything up until this point. You found ways to push through. You found strength when you thought you couldn't. You overcame circumstances that you thought might be the end, but here you are, and you're still breathing, and you're still fighting, and you still have the potential to make tomorrow a better day than today, and ultimately that's what life's all about.
Just got to get to tomorrow.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be okay with that being enough, too. Right. I know we've said that a couple of times on here. Like, finding pride in the littlest things. Sometimes just breathing through the day and making it without losing your cool and going off on someone and or having to ruin someone else's day. Sometimes those are victories enough.
Or wanting, to just have instant gratification.
Yeah.
I want this today.
Yep. I started a diet 3 days ago. Why have I not done anything with it yet?
Right, yeah. I'm that guy that's like, man, all the time I psych myself out like, man, I'm really going to buy a house here soon. Really want to buy a house. And then, like, all week I'm like, well, didn't do it today. Well, didn't do it. Well, like, I shouldn't plan like that. I got to give it some time. Like, don't want
It's
instant
a process.
Yep. Yeah, because that can bum people out permanently.
Right, it is. And,
the thought of constant wanting to be successful sometimes does the same thing to people.
Yep.
But you got to live day by day.
Instantly, when you start thinking about that, you're thinking of the comparative mind, and it pulls you down that path of jealousy
FOMO.
and bitterness and FOMO, and none of it.
I don't own an island yet either. Dang it.
I know, right?
I am actually pissed off about that one.
Well, who isn't upset that they don't own an island, Ben, if you really sit down and think about it?
I don't know. Some people don't want the upkeep, the landscaping.
Guess that's true. It does a lot of responsibility if it's entirely your island.
Right. Well, we better get into this since it's such a motherload.
It is. It's a long one today, so we're probably just going to break it up into a couple of parts. We'll play a couple minutes for you, talk about it, play a couple minutes. So
listen to it until we want to say something.
Yeah, exactly. It's called One Day or Day One from Motivation to Study on YouTube. You can always find those links in the description on both Libsyn and YouTube.
Yep.
So go ahead and take a listen. Those links in the description on both Libsyn and YouTube. Yep. So go ahead and take a listen.
You holding that?
Yeah.
Oh, if we fixed that, that was lucky, huh?
Right?
Holy motherload of videos.
This is a long one, YouTube, so if you ever feel like going and you want 30 minutes of just hyping you up kind of videos, go check this one out after you're done listening to the BOWA show today. And you can always have a half-hour pep talk for yourself, but we'll probably break it down to more like 10 to 15 minutes today in the end, over 3 or 4 different cycles. So.
Listen to them while you drive to work. Listen to them while you work. I'm telling you, find a channel or something that works for you, or a podcast that you really like too. Listen to them at work.
And a part of this show, I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, we do play the audio for you, but I mean, you're kind of in this because you hear our banter over the side that people on the podcast don't get. So if you actually want to listen to more of the content, feel free to check out those spots where we leave the links for them, because
the audio quality is actual audio,
right?
Instead of hearing
it from Ben's laptop, right?
I'll figure that out
one day. We'll have a nice YouTube setup. We already talked about that like last week, where it's like when we hit 20 episodes on YouTube, we're gonna look back and laugh at the setup that we have for the first 2 episodes. But
we've been trying to save, but you keep giving away money.
That's true.
All right, let's give this a listen.
All right.
What dream or vision do you want to turn into reality?
Your dream is only a dream until it has a plan. You can dream of the kind of life you want. You can dream of the kind of change you want. You can dream of the kind of future you want. But until you wake up and begin to plan to get there, it will only be a dream.
If you don't have a plan, it's only a dream.
Best, you must be obsessed with it.
That's true too. You gotta have passion. We talked about that a lot.
Or a trick,
passion.
Or one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight.
Hourly fight. See, that kind of breaks down our day by day.
Against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline. It's a campaign of hard work and dedication. It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between. Every single day.
I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. If I can put my head on it right, study it, learn the patterns, and it's hard to put into words, real metaphysical, esoteric nonsense. But I feel very strongly that we are who we choose to be. The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. Right? I will run.
You would not be outworked.
I will not be outworked.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, you might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. You might be
Easy
all of those
coming from
things.
Will
You got
Smith.
it on me in 9 categories. But if we get
He's
on
a
the treadmill
genius.
together, right? There's 2 things. You're getting off first,
Yeah.
or I'm going to die. It's really that simple, right? So
That's dangerous.
let's go back to
Right.
the question about what if people block me out. There's going to be 2 options.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back in, or I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you're not going to outwork me. It's such a simple, basic concept. It's the guy who is willing to hustle the most is going to be the guy that just gets that loose ball. You know, he got two. He go, ooh, God, he grabbed that one. That was going to be out of bounds, but he saved it back in. It's like the commodity that I see the majority of people who aren't getting the places they want or aren't achieving the things that they want in this business is strictly based on hustle. It's strictly based on being outworked. It's strictly based
all the time.
on missing crucial opportunities.
I honestly believe that if you're focused and passionate and driven, you can achieve anything you want to achieve in life. Because I honestly believe that. Because you'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Could stop there.
We have control of our minute.
Let's do it. Will Smith took the whole thing there.
Right. Will Smith keeps popping up on these episodes lately. I don't mind it though.
No, I don't either. I think it's nice when you've got these celebrities that are pushing positivity and work ethic and morality versus, just others. We know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? But I like how there's also, don't forget about like Rainn Wilson. He's in the background,
It's true.
differences. But I love Will Smith's work ethic, his positivity, his willingness to take any role that they offer to him within reason. There's nothing too big or too small. Comedy, kids movie. I think that's pretty cool.
He rolls with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And, talking about the person right before him, saying that sometimes it's an hourly fight, and we were talking earlier about, struggling sometimes and struggling with finding motivation to do things. And sometimes you might not have the motivation to clean the entire house, but you might be able to find the motivation to do the dishes, and instead of being upset that the rest of the house is still dirty, you can take pride in doing the dishes and, realizing that there are small victories to be had, even when everything seems overwhelming, even when everything seems stacked against you, there are still these outlets to find success.
Yeah, I do that a lot lately since we discussed it, over and over. At the end of the night, I used to, especially when I was working for myself and shooting photography, it was constantly, oh, you could have done this tonight. You failed. But now it's, hey, at least you did these. Tomorrow we'll pick that up and see if you can do a little bit more tomorrow to make up for it.
Yep.
It's a different mindset. Same thing happened today, but just it helps me sleep at night now. I made it here.
Yeah.
That's a good success. That's success enough. I didn't fail.
Yeah. Yep. You find those little successes. You find the things that
Because you never
are positive.
fail.
Right.
When you get to bed at night and you wake up the next morning.
Yeah.
You made it.
It's easy to feel like failure is the problem, and it's just that's why. Is it recording?
It is indeed.
Oh, so if you're now, welcome back on YouTube after a weird cut right there for you guys.
I wonder why that happened.
Somebody wasn't paying attention to the storage on their phone and maxed it out and lost
who would
20
that have
minutes of YouTube video. So
Who would that have been?
that would be me, all on Sean today. And me and Ben, if you've listened to this show for a while, you know that I've riffed on Ben before because of the fact that he lost a good chunk of audio from one of our early episodes.
I think it was a whole episode.
Maybe a whole episode.
Yeah, I done screwed up.
So, if you're on YouTube and you want to hear...
We're even now.
We really only missed out on the part, though, of, Tyrese went off on a negative tangent and just tore everybody apart about how if you're in a shitty circumstance, it's all your fault, and,
Well, he's kind of right. We go into that on the podcast.
But you can go back and listen to that if you want to. But if not, we're going to bring you the end of the episode anyway.
We're going to run with another little bit out of this motivational video. Not the full thing, so go and check it out. The link's in our description.
Otherwise, take a listen.
Being raised in a generation of people that come up with every excuse in the book as to why they are not winning. You have that as a choice. You actually do. You don't wake up in the morning and negativity, dysfunction, problems, and issues just randomly pop up. These are the people that you have decided to include in your life. So the outcome of your day, your hour, your minute, your week, your month, and your year is always draining, always dysfunctional, and always crazy. Because these are the type of people you've decided to include in your day-to-day life. You got 24 hours in a day. When you go to sleep at night, how are you going to feel about your day? All depends on who you decide to include in your day. Stop running around acting as if you don't have a choice. You do have a choice. Excuses sound best to the people that's making them up. You got every excuse in the world. That's why your ain't moving. That's why ain't nothing changed and nothing will change. Because you have convinced yourself that everything is wrong, everything is negative, and nothing will change. And guess what? It won't change. Change your mind, and it will change your life. Change.
Say it all the time.
If nothing around you changes, change the things that are around you.
What do you surround yourself
I'm
with?
frustrated with the amount of people that are not successful because they have thought their way into a depression. You have thought your way into negativity and misery.
Sometimes.
You have thought your way into holding on to a dude or a girl that you broke up with a year or two ago and you're still sad and miserable and they done moved on with their life. It's all in the mind. Change your mind and it will change your life. You just have to wake up. You just have to break that negative spirit. You have to break through all of that you're carrying. I don't feel sorry for you. You feel sorry for yourself. That's the problem. Even when positive people are trying to give you all this good energy, you have tricked your mind to turn every positive thing that they say into something negative. Every time they say anything to try and motivate you and inspire you, you turn every negative thought and you turn every positive thought, every positive intention, everything that they're trying to boost your spirits up, you flip it, shake it, manipulate it, and you are so determined to be negative and miserable. It's unbelievable.
Still tough love.
Come on,
so what you
Tyrese,
grew up
bring
with.
it home.
So what their childhood friends? So what their family? We have a responsibility to walk.
Might be a tough
direction of
episode
peace.
today.
I want to laugh. I want to smile. I want to enjoy myself. I actually want to feel good about the people that are around me. Because you're inviting me doesn't mean I want to show up. Because you're calling me doesn't mean I'm going to call you back. Because you want me to be there doesn't mean that I want to be there. Because we're family, because we're friends, because we grew up together doesn't mean that I want to be a part of any and everything that you want me to be a part of. Why? Because my experience with you hasn't necessarily made me feel good about my life or my experience at the end of every night.
So cut him.
Because you go to sleep at night doesn't mean you're resting. Because you close your eyes at night and you are asleep physically doesn't mean that you're actually resting. And the reason that you don't rest is because while you're awake, everything and everybody that's in and around your life is so full of issues, problems, insecurities, dysfunction, negativity. Your mind is and your spirit is in turmoil. There's issues and problems, arguments, yelling, screaming, dysfunction. I want you to stop playing the victim. You are not the victim. You decided that those are your friends. You decided that those are the people that you want to spend time with. You decided this is what you wanted to do with your day. When you get invited to places, doesn't mean you have to show up. No one wants to be alone. But why spend the rest of your life being miserable, frustrated, and insecure, and not really feeling as good as you have a responsibility to feel?
We're cutting it back here. YouTube got a little extra taste.
You decided.
I guess it's a heavy episode. You decide.
Huh, that sounds familiar.
Oh, crazy.
It's only on our logo.
Product placement for YouTube. Right there.
You're lucky it wasn't recording. Because I literally go to click record and you cough.
Oh.
Every time.
My bad. You decide. How fitting to end with, even if it was not going to be a little bit more positive. He still laid on the tough love there at the end.
Yes, he did.
He's going to continue to drill that home, but you decide
talking about
fitting.
Stuff I was talking about, sounds like.
Right?
Cuss those sons of bitches.
Yep, you and Tyrese are on the same frequency on that one.
Well, yeah, only on that argument.
Yeah, the only thing that I will say about that, though, I mean, like, if you are miserable and the people around you are at all contributing to making you feel miserable, that's not anything that you need in your life. And
right.
If you don't have the ability to lift them up, find a new circle, find people around you, grow your circle, include people who support you, who lift you up. Find the people who are willing to cheer for your victories and not applaud your defeats behind your back.
Right. I don't know. I do still like your idea of trying to help them out. But like we said earlier, there's a million things you could do. If you don't like your friend group, you can cut your friends, or you can go out and do different things with them, or, you know...
Try to uplift them. Try to grow your circle. Try and add more people to it.
It's not black and white as they make it.
There's different ways for everybody, and that's why we want to focus on highlighting all of them on this show, is that there's a million ways to a similar outcome, and it's just about you finding your own path, and we always try to provide you with little stepping stones along that path, too.
Finding the path is tough.
It is.
That's what I'm working on.
Finding the path is tough. Staying the path is even tougher.
It just really resonated with me, don't blame anyone else for your own circumstances.
Yeah.
That's something I constantly have in the back of my mind. That's a strong one for me.
Take control of your own destiny and go out there and kick some ass. So I think that's a good way to roll into comedy today, because if Tyrese could lighten the load a little bit, at least we can end with some comedy today.
Yeah, this one's Gerrit Elzinga.
Gerrit Elzinga from the Sunday Night Funnies. Sunday Night Funnies has been running a stand-up comedy tournament almost called the Kingpins of Comedy, and it has lended to us being able to just plug in some local comics to feature on here, which is nice for us. So thank you to the Sunday Night Funnies. As always, you can find them on Facebook and YouTube. If you're in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area,
go see them live.
You can go check out local shows. I'm pretty sure the shows are free too. Like,
when is it?
Sundays is my guess.
What time?
Evening. Sunday night.
Okay, I'll have to check it out sometime.
And I heard it's funny. So enjoy Gerrit Elzinga today and take a listen.
Take a listen.
I do that on every one of them. Every one of them. Take a listen.
One of these times, just be like, nah.
It's going to be the bingo. Like you said, one day there will be like a drinking game to this. People who listen to the BOWA show. Every time Sean says take a listen, every time Ben says fog.
Aw, I don't curse a lot, do I? That much?
I can do it during the intros.
Thanks for being here. You guys are drinking. That's wonderful. Good to see. I am not. I'm sober. It's a good thing about me. I've been sober for a year and 7 months. And
Tipping over Bob Ross drinks.
I think that's how long it's been. You don't have to clap. I know some of you are like, should I? No. Fucking don't, okay? I think that's how long it's been. I can't keep track because acid alters time, so I can't.
It's a good thing he's not drinking, taking acid.
I'm glad I quit though. I had a couple wake-up calls. I was talking to a friend of mine one night, and he said, "Hey, did you hear that so-and-so got a DUI?" And I actually said, "For what?" So that's a sign you have an addiction. When you tell people that you're sober, people like to yell things at you, like especially on stage. People will say things like, "Boo!" People boo you.
People will say things like, "Boo."
Quitter. That's my favorite one that people say, right? Yeah, I quit because I'm a quitter, not because I had a fucking problem. You know? Everyone has a low point. You know, my low point, I woke up with my keys in my asshole, and then I drank for another year. So I'd say there's high time to quit.
I'm not the reason we don't
I'm
get
addressing
monetized.
this right now. I like the right side of the room way more than the fucking left side of the room.
Yeah, comedy probably does reach it every time.
I'm plugging the buttholes. Quit smoking weed. Let's have fun tonight. Yeah, it's good to be here. It's very exciting. I'm feeling good. I'm glad that you guys are here because there's so many other options you could have done, right? The movie theater, that's always a thing people like to do. The movies. I personally love the movies, but I have a dilemma every time I go. I can never figure out if I'm a bad person or not if I sit in the wheelchair, handicap, theater seat. I can't figure it out. I mean, I don't think that I'm a bad guy because to me, in my eyes, they brought their own chairs, so I feel like being able to thumb wrestle over the comfy seat. You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just a joke. You guys are treating me like I wait for the lights to go down and say, "Get the fuck out of my shit!" Thank you. Just a joke. People take that incredibly seriously. There's a guy one night, he was for the joke. He was pro how offensive it was. He was in the back, he yelled out from the back, "Well, you get more leg room like they need it." And then I saw him in the back, not just Dave, like, "Wasn't that funny?" And I prayed he was sterile. He need that pro. It's called a flat earther. It's a judgment call, but I'm assuming, you know. You guys know what flat earthers are, right? You guys know? You all seen the documentary Behind the Dome or whatever it's called? Yeah, I had a day one day where I was like, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to smoke weed. And then I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch that documentary on flat earthers. And then my first high thought was, oh no, what if they convince me? That was my biggest fear. And then I turned it on, the first guy that's talking, his name is Mark Sargent. He starts talking. He's like, "Hey, we actually live in a dome society, and it's more like the Truman Show. You ever seen the Truman Show?" I'm like, this guy's a fucking moron. Let's turn it up. Good. I'm not gonna get convinced. I do love the movie theater a whole lot. I like that more than I like Netflix. I think the reason is because the movie theater is the first place that I saw tits. The movie theater is the first place. Subconsciously, that's the first place that I saw them. And the movie was Titanic. That was the movie. A couple others of you as well. That's good. It's relatable. So I went and saw Titanic. I went with my older cousin and my grandmother. To her defense, she didn't know it was going to be a PG-13 boob movie. She just thought it would be a PG-13 movie she could take a couple kids to. Then halfway through, it turns into Titanic.
The Titanic.
So halfway through, we start to fall asleep because it's a long movie. So we say, "Grandma, it's the 9th week of this movie running. No one's here. We're in the back wall. Can we stand up in our seats and lean against it so we don't fall asleep and miss the sinking?" And she goes, "Man, it's fine." So we stand up along the wall. And the moment we stand up, the tits come on screen. But she forgets we're standing. So she's trying to cover. But she's just hitting our underage confused daughter. What is that?
That's fucked up. Getting a handy from grandma.
So big. Did one of you sneak Madonna's bra in here? First pair of tits, Kate Winslet. First hand job, Grandma Marilyn.
Oh.
That's great. Hopefully no one's offended by Grandma hand job joke, but I don't know, I feel like I'm used to offending people, right? I'll piss someone off with my mouth, I'll piss someone off with my fingers, not with women. That was a weird way to say that. Like on Twitter, I'll tweet something, on Twitter, not the twatter. I'll tweet something. I tweeted this the other day, I was very excited about this tweet. I said, albinos have the most white privilege.